got ties in West and Jews. She came over and she got sued. Going up 6 like man had flu. I got way too big off views. Back to the basics, I won't lose. They wanna live when they got no tunes. They too worried about selling out shoes. I give a fuck about jeans and crap. Or going to Milan or going to the Met. I just wanna make these songs for the set. I say go ahead and send a request and then I'm gonna see what happens. Hold up, anyone done that clash. Got no sense like Jizzle. Big and bad like lead them. Can't do enough to get too attached. Phone get broke and whip get scratched. I'ma just take my knocks and cat. Alright, we might be in the game. I really like going tit for tat. I'ma just come like tat tat tat. I'ma just end that there, that's that. I think I know James. What's up with you?
What's up, bro? I see you jamming over there.
Yeah, we trying to get to it. Speedy Radio. We checking in real quick. Well,
let's go.
Fresh for life. The one and only Columbia, South Carolina in the building.
SC, what up? 843 Hartsville, SC, you know.
Yeah,
I love South Carolina.
Say no more. So what this is, like I said, this is Speedy TV. I think I'm going to start, like you said, doing interviews and just letting people know, you know, what people got going on in the city, in the music world, whether it's business, all that kind of stuff like that. So he is episode 1.
Yeah, super dope. Episode 1, Fresh for Life in the building. Let's go.
Say no more. Say no more. All right, so we're going to get straight to it. We ain't going to hold the people up, but go ahead and introduce yourself, you know. Tell them a little background about you and what you got going on. You know, who are
I'm Fresh for Life. That's my name. That's what I go by. I know we was having a little trouble getting in here. I know it's like 2 million people that's trying to join, you know, like the City Rally Babyface thing. But no, I'm from South Carolina, man. I actually reside in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I'm an artist, man, a true artist for the music, you know, that actually cares about the craft and what's being said and, you know, how people perceive me and my music. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the world, a little bit of different, not necessarily different because you still got it out there, but it's just not promoted mainstream, you know.
Same. He is. Like you said, it's one of them artists that you actually could sit down and think and put some thought behind it. That's the one dope thing that I like about him. So the little next question, just tell the people how did we ended up meeting and linking up? How did that kind of happen?
We ended up linking up actually through I want to say your brother-in-law. Me and your brother-in-law actually were cool, and he introduced me to you a couple years ago. But then I ended up getting with Jay and with J9 Entertainment. And I know you guys have business ventures together, and we ended up linking up that way. I heard the music. I said, oh, man, this is dope. You know, and I said, I got to work with him. And so we've been rocking ever since, man.
That's a true statement. All right, so we got one track. It's pretty good, you know, but Catch One is... We'll take
pretty good is an understatement. Pretty good is an understatement. That track is fire.
Yeah, it was. That's why I was trying to give him all the credit. Yeah, he got
it was fire. Yeah, you brought exactly what I needed to it. You know, as far as just giving it that bounce, man. It sounds phenomenal, which is available everywhere, all platforms. You can go get it right now. I'm Fresh for Life on any streaming platform that you guys use. So,
good. All right, so just like I said, one of the dope things, like I said, you kind of at that point where you thinking about what you're writing. You're not just putting music out there. You're actually thinking about it creatively. So for the form of music that you actually have, you know, who kind of inspired you to kind of go that route with the music game?
Man, you know what's funny, man? I put up a top 10 rap, like favorite rappers list a few weeks ago, and it sparked this big conversation, you know, amongst my peers and people that I know. But people that inspire me are not the usual. Of course, you know, you got your Pacs and your Bigs and you know, the greats like that. But a lot of my influences came from like Cameron, like Joe Budden, because Bud is a storyteller. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Nipsey Hussle and E40. E40 is one of my favorite rappers. E40, Mac 10. Like I'm into.
You go all the way over there. You all the way over there. Okay.
So, I mean, it's a lot of game that came out of Oakland, man. And E40 is one of the main artists that actually laid out a blueprint for us to really get money independently. And that's why I don't mind being an underground artist and just pushing my music to, get it going.
Say no more. So now that you say that and kind of piggybacking off of it, so because like you say, you want the storytelling and you want the people to actually resonate with the kind of music that you're doing, what is the overall message or the point that you really want to get across at the end of the day? So if you was to lead this earth, what kind of message, I guess, did you want to tell to the people out there?
The message that I honestly would want to leave is that I'm human. Everybody is human. Everybody has human emotion. Everybody has feelings. Nobody is perfect. That's one of the main things that we loved about Tupac is the ability to be vulnerable in his music. But at the same time, he can come across as angry, or he can come across as, just all types of emotion, anything that you can feel. And that's what I want to put in my music. I want to put that out there as if, you can listen to me for anything that you want to listen to me for, whether you're going through heartbreak, you're going through sadness, whether you're happy, that's basically all I want to do is spark the thought in your head that, I feel something when I hear this.
Say no more. That's why I say I think that's kind of important. I think a lot of people is losing that because as time evolves, what I'm saying, the music like Tupac and all of those people, they still resonate over 20 years from now. It's
crazy.
Yeah, so the message, like I said, if you have a meaningful content message, I think it's something that's always going to happen in the world. So I do think, like you said, your music, those type of music platforms that's out like that, I think they will survive for hundreds of years to come, whether you're here or not. So speaking of that, now that, it's out there in the world, and, like you said, we come from the Pacs and the Biggies, and we 80s babies, maybe, I don't know. So at one point in time, we had the cassette tapes. One point in time, we had the CDs.
Yep.
One point in time, we was there. And now it's to the point, everything is social media. Everything is on the internet, as we say, when they hit the internet in the early 2000s. So I guess the question is, how do you think, because that involvement, how do you think the internet has impacted the music game at this point in 2020?
I mean, it's different. It's totally different. The energy is different. The vibe is different. I think everyone, it's affected the attention span of people. People get bored real easy, man, real quick. I mean, it's hard to consume music in a timely fashion. I remember when I grew up, I'm 87. I grew up in 87. So when I was born in 87, but growing up, I still remember going to the store and I would buy a Jay-Z album, or I would buy, a Cameron album, and I would listen to it front to back, and sit with it for a couple weeks.
Right.
Like learn the lyrics, learn the stories, like the stories that Nas was telling. Like I'm really listening to this, and I can sit with it and learn from it. But nowadays, I don't see that. It's like a one and done. I mean, when's the last time you actually really went back and sat with an album? I mean, even me, I'm guilty of it too. I might go back and listen maybe once or twice, but after that, I'm on to the next.
Ain't nobody really making no classics like them ones where they actually put, like you said, that thought process behind it. That do. So the fact that you said that people not putting that thought into it, shout out to that man taking care of his kids, Hey,
I'm home with the family. We quarantine.
Like, taking care of his family.
Go ahead, put it in the sink, boo.
So, let me let you. How you doing?
What's up?
You all right?
So what's up?
We quarantining right now.
What's up?
What's up? So so the fact that you said that, so I guess, like you said, those classic albums that's coming from start to finish, and a lot of those finishes, you actually have to put out that type of body of work. You can't just put out anything. So my question is, what is the creative process that you have when you are trying to come up with these, like you said, classic hits, or these classics to make people actually want to sit down and listen to it back and forth, whether it's 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years? What's your creative process?
My creative process is a little different. I actually like to try to go through those emotions that I'm feeling at the time or what I'm looking for, as far as just something that, I even have like these deep conversations with some of my friends that at certain times I might call and say, hey, I might say, hey, what you going through? Talk to me. Let me know what's going on. And those type of conversations are the ones that allow me to be creative and start looking for different things that I can write about or relate to with certain people. And for me, I can write a song in 5 minutes. It'll take me 5 minutes to write a song. Sometimes it might take a day or two. It just depends on what it is and what point I'm trying to get across. But the music that I really want to spark emotion or spark feeling in a person's mind, that's usually what takes me at least a day or two to write. But if I'm just trying to
put it all together.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. So speaking of emotion, now that we kind of hear, got a couple songs from you. So I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but I just, just to give the people, I might switch them up, or I might just, for this first one, I guess, which one would you like them to hear apart from emotional, or how you feeling right now? I got Honesty, I got Stars and Comet, and I got The Mountain.
Yeah, you can run The Mountain. The Mountain is actually what, something we just spoke about, which is really touching on a lot of hip hop topics today.
So what is the background? What's the background behind mountains? The mountain, which is kind of intelligent. So
the mountain is a metaphor for the systematic depression that Black people have to go through as far as just living life. We always have to climb these mountains to get to where we need to go, whether it be financially, whether it be at a job or in a relationship or whatever. But that's what the mountain represents.
Okay, so he must have heard The Mountain. He must be like it. So I'm gonna just play a little bit of it, just so people can get an idea of what it sounds like. So here we go. Here we go.
I can't believe they falling for this shit. I made enough mistakes, I'm not gonna take you down the strip. That's the greatness that was back in 86. I was working for my trip, this week with the hits. My nation's getting sick, I always spit some damn shit. My lyrics make you think I'm off the Dr. Beer shit. You ever been so hungry that it hurt? You go to church, but you don't listen to the scripture or the verse. It ain't about who did it right, it's about who did it first. I swear you niggas is the worst. You get a bad and bougie, then you niggas who hurt. That shit is sun don't shine on a lazy dog. I'm in the studio every night. My flow is like the movie, I'm just looking for the light. My brother locked down, he just looking for the kite. I'm trying to gamble with this music, I'm just looking for the dice. Fresh one. Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics. And tell me if that's some real shit, if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they say. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Keep the game. And listen to what I'm saying. Hold us accountable for it.
Alright, so that's a sample of The Mountain right there by I Am Fresh for Life. Like you said, that's actually everywhere. So kind of like you said in the music, it's like you kind of can't just bob your head to the beat. You actually got to listen to this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You actually got to listen to it and see what's going on. So there was some deep stuff in there. How you felt about that?
Yeah, and like I said, that was one of the songs that really, I was going through a tough time myself, as far as just living life and getting mad at the industry at certain things that wasn't working. And it's like, why is this not working? This should be a hit. Or, why can't I get on the radio with this one? But, it's just one of those things where it's just another mountain that we have to climb. But like I said, it's more so a thing that everyone can relate to because we all have struggles that we got to go through.
That makes sense. I do agree with it. I think everybody got their own storyline. And I just kind of put that up there a while ago. I was like, the dope part about life is, everybody got their own story. So it's kind of one of them things, He said, "Man, let the second verse ride." Hey, how about that? Go to the platforms and play it for them again. You know, keep screaming them. That's all we're gonna do. I know that's like I know the whole song hard, but yeah, like I said, I just said everybody's unique. Everybody's storyline is just different. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's the same, so it's unique. So speaking of, you know, the mountain and those type of things, who would you like to collab with? You know, now that you kind of see how the industry is going and what's going on, and I guess it could be dead or alive. If you had to go back in time, or if you actually had to go back, you know, to a different genre, whatever it might be, who would you want to collab with, present day or back in the day?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. It's a lot of artists that I would love to collab with. I actually would love to collab with Common. Common is a dope rapper that I would like to collab with. I would even go back to, like I said, maybe even 40. I think me and E40 could do something dope. Yeah, I would go back and do something with E40. Of course, Pop. You know, that era. Nipsey, you know, rest in peace to Nipsey, man. He was a big inspiration to me as well. So many, man. Right, man. I'm an R&B head too. Like I would even go holler at Donnell Jones and some of those guys, man. Like, yeah.
I think people got it slept with him. I think people to this day don't understand that he had us singing in the shower low key. They don't know about that right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Little snippet of another song. I got Honesty and Stars and Comet. Which one ultimately that you want to hear for quick?
Let's play a little bit of Honesty. Honesty is a track. I'm actually married, so I made this song relating to people that are married and going through, or people in relationships in general that have issues with trying to be faithful and understanding what being faithful is. And in the song, I even talk about a conversation I had with my friend where it's like, I'm feeling this way, and is it okay? And he telling me I'm wrong, but I'm like, you know, it's okay for me to think like this, but the song can kind of explain it, man.
You just can't act on it, because if you act on it, it might get crazy.
Exactly.
It might just get crazy.
But these are thoughts that men have. These are thoughts that men have, seriously.
So you don't think women have these thoughts either?
Oh, yeah, of course. They probably have them more than we do.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's equal. God made us equal, so if I'm thinking it, then I think they thinking it too. You feel me? That's how I feel.
Exactly.
But yeah, this is one of them things. All right, here go. Honesty, little snippet.
It's 2 p.m. and I just got these 2 DMs. These breezes wanna see me, but they know I'm selling it. They knocking at the door and I can't let the devil in. Cause all I'm deep is big and I'm working, I'm shoveling it. Lord forgive me for my loss, transgressions in my sins. Cause who's to say if we right in the heat of the night? When you know you got a wife, but she been there all your life. Who can I turn for advice? No role models in sight. They say it's hard at the top, until they bless on the flight. And all these thoughts up in your head, they convince you right. I call my dogs, tell them I try to fight it off. He said I'm with you if you wrong, but this ain't right at all. It's crazy, the situation evolved. Wondering how I got here to even say I'm involved. Ain't in pursuit of happiness, willing to do it all. Am I willing to cheat? Am I willing to lose it all?
Okay.
Oh, I feel so sad. This is what I wanna be. They said when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, I feel so sad. This is what I wanna be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying on that track. It's one of them things, like you said, them thoughts, man.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to single us out, but I'm just saying, like, this is some of the stuff that we think about
on a daily basis. Well, you say daily basis or every now and then?
every now and then. Every now and then. You know, you hit that rough patch. You know, it's like you be good for about a couple months and she do something to make you mad and you like, hey, I gotta take this shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's one of those situations. Man. I know exactly what you mean. So that's what's up. All right. So now that we got those out, my last two questions for you. Would tell us something unique that most people probably don't know about you. Just a talent or something that most people just find interesting about I Am Fresh for Life.
I give you two things. I give you two things. I play two instruments, and I like to write. Like I'm working on a book right now.
So like you had hundreds in English class. What you saying? If you say you like to write, basically.
I'm working on a book right now.
Can you tell us the name of it, or it's not to that point yet?
I'm kind of playing around with the name. It's called. I was playing with this name called "Being Okay with Being Misunderstood." The book is basically about being misunderstood.
Gotcha. Which is most of us in the world right now. I think people just don't care about it. That's it. And what instrument do you play?
I can play the guitar and I can play the keyboard, the piano. So,
that's what's up. And last but not least, what's next for I Am Fresh for Life? What's happening in the next couple of days? What's happening during the quarantine lifestyle? What's happening in the next 6 months? What's happening in the next year? What's coming?
I got a few different things, man. I had Fresh for Life Radio, which I am bringing back. I just started this podcast, the Lunchtime Podcast with Chris Mons Comedy. He's the host from the Comedy Zone up here in Charlotte. Also, I'm working on new music, man. I got an album that I'm working on, Roast 3. I just released a project called The Lost City. It's available everywhere. You can go get it right now. I'm working on my book, the Being Okay with Being Misunderstood. The name might change, so but don't steal it, anybody, if you plan on doing that. But and
still coming for you.
Yeah, man. And working on getting more shows, man. Trying to do a tour whenever this COVID-19 thing is over, man. I'm praying everybody is staying safe and staying in the house. This thing is serious. This isn't nothing that we should be playing with. I know we didn't take it serious when it first happened, and now we, black people actually the ones that are actually getting sick and dying from it. So we really need to kind of bunker down and make sure we're taking care of ourselves. But other than that, that's what I got going on right now, man. And hopefully in the future we can link up again and get some more music done too, man.
Yeah, man. It's about that time, man. I got a new single coming out myself. It's a little dance song. It's something for TikTok. It's just something for everybody quarantining right now. Cause like you said, we can't go nowhere. Exactly. But y'all open down there in South Carolina, though, right?
Well, I'm on the border. I'm right here. I'm in Fort Mill, so I'm right here between, Charlotte and, North Carolina, South Carolina. So I've been getting a little bit of both. Some places shut down, some of them open. So
that makes sense. Sense. Well, say no more. I Am Fresh for Life. You can follow him. He on all platforms. He everywhere. Like I say, he got some hits, some mental hits, some hits. Just have you in the car, just jamming and riding. Whatever you do, check him out. This is episode 1, Speedy TV. I ain't even got the title for it yet. That's it.
Hey, man, I'm just happy to be a guest. I'm happy to be in the building, man. Cheers, brother. No, I appreciate you.
Say no more. We're going to send them out on stars and comment,
Yeah.
We'll go from there. Say
no
more.
Say I don't have to listen. The past to be forgiven for the acts that we was living. I'm just being honest.
Make sure you check them out.
Listen to the Congress. The shit they say is
TV episode 1 with I Am Fresh for Life. How we doing it, baby?
Tell them that we love them. The prayers that go above them. They don't really love us. They were sleeping lovers. I was on the plane.